Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Halo modding video, and today we're going to be covering how to create custom sound tags for Halo 2, which is very similar to creating Halo 1 sound tags, which I've already done a video on. Both of them require Audacity, and you have to set up Audacity to be able to record sound from your desktop. So I'll kind of run through that later, but if you don't understand it, you can go watch the first video because the setup is the exact same. We just have to change the hertz down here between Halo 1 and 2. So, but before we get into Audacity, we are going to create our data file path, and it has to be named very specifically for what you want to do, because when you compile it, just like Halo 1 and I assume every other Halo game, when you compile it, it's gonna copy the data file path to the tags. So it's going to start from here and then copy every file from there in here. So I'm going to be doing a unit dialogue one, which is like a death sound, a getting hurt sound or killed enemy sound, stuff like that. So that you can, and for whatever sound you want, you can go into tags, sound, and then just find this directory and then copy these folders in your data path. So if you wanted a weapon sound, you'd do a sound folder, weapons folder, then you would create a folder for your weapon, and then you would do all this stuff. Technically you don't even have to really do all this stuff, because at the end of the day, it's going to copy your file directory from data into tags regardless, but it's way easier to stay organized if you name all your folders correctly. So I'm going to be doing a sound, dialogue, combat, character, and then all the sounds. So mine is, not bin, data, sound, dialogue, combat, Ruski, character name, and then death. This is where they differ. This is the sound tag. This is going to end up being the sound tag. And then this is going to end up being the permutation. So, now to set up Audacity so we can record audio, you want to set this thing right here to Windows Wasapi. You want to set the speakers, the microphone, the thing that's being recorded, to your headset, what's playing your audio on your desktop. So mine are these speakers. And then these are probably going to be your speakers. This has to be stereo. I think for Halo 2 we can leave it as stereo. We'll find out, but it has to be stereo right now in order to record it from here and also have it be able to listen to it. So, and then go to Edit, Preferences. For anything other than music in Halo 2, you want it to be 48,000 hertz, 16-bit sample format. Hit those two settings, that's good. If you are using music for Halo 2, that's the exact same as Halo 1 music, which would be 44,100 hertz. And then 16-bit, all that's the same. So, but I'm going to be doing unit dialogue, a death sound. So we want that to be 48,000. And you can go through, if you want to create a certain sound type, you can go find a sound type of that already exists in Halo 2, open it up in Gorilla, and then just see the import type and the class. The class is like, I'll just show you in a Gorilla here. So we got, this is a music tag. So the class would be music, and you're going to need to remember the class and the import type for when we compile it. So 44,100, we don't see the 100, but that's what that means. So the class is music, and then the import type is single layer. So just remember the class and the import type. So if we want to go to dialogue, levels, space station, mission, this.sound, mission dialogue, that's the class, 48,000 hertz, single shot. You get the point. And for mission dialogue and unit dialogue are different. You can just go through all this stuff. And, okay, we'll not save that. Don't save that. Just find your tag, find a different type of it that already exists, copy the import type and the class type. So now to record the sound, which I already have it all set up. The .wav file is already correct, but I'll play it anyway. So it's the same one. It's the same one I used for Halo 1. It's just the Russian death sound from Ghost Recon. So we will record that. Play it once, play it again because it got cut off at the beginning there. And that. Trim it up a little bit so it's nice and quick. And there we go. And as you can see, when we hit record, it's stereo, 48,000 hertz, 16-bit PCM, because we set all the correct settings and made sure this is 48,000. So now, if we want to, actually, I'll export it as stereo right now because I don't know if it has to be mono. I don't know if it has to be mono right now. It might have to. For Halo 1, it has to be mono, which would just be tracks, mix stereo down to mono. But for Halo 2, we might be able to just do stereo. So, select your whole file. Go to File up there, export as WAV, and now you export it to your sound. And for some reason, when you try to export here, or export, it like automatically creates a folder for you. So yeah, we're in Ruski. Oh, wait. Oh, no, it didn't this time. Death. Okay, it didn't that time. I guess sometimes it would randomly create like an extra death folder, like in this folder. So that was weird, but it didn't this time. So yeah, just make sure all your files are in the correct area. So that's all we need Audacity for. So we have our file here, which is all ready to go. And now we have to compile it into a tag. So open up your command prompt, or I guess your tool command prompt in the Halo 2 directory. This is set up the exact same way as Halo 1. You just copy cmd.exe. I think you can find it in System32. You copy that into your root directory, and that'll do its thing. So first, we have to find out what the hell we type in. So we just type tool, and it'll give you a whole list of commands for Halo 2. And we are going to be doing sounds single layer because that's what all unit dialog sounds are. It's a single layer import type. One shot. Remember one shot? That was the mission dialogue. We got music here, looping. So these are the import types that we were looking at in Gorilla. So that's why you got to memorize those. And the type here, that is the class. So mine is going to be unit dialogue. Mission dialogue was another type. Music was another type. So that's why you have to memorize those two things, because you have to put in the correct settings when you compile it. So to compile this, we need to type in tool. We're going to be using this command right here. So tool sounds dash single dash layer space. Now we do the source directory in the data file path. So we just type all the way to our character's name, because remember this folder right here, this is going to end up being the tag, and then this is going to be the permutation. So we want to type to the Ruski folder. So we will do, we start in data, so sound, did I spell that right? Yeah, sound, dialogue, combat, Ruski, and now we do the type, the class, in other words, which is unit underscore dialogue. And then we have a compression type, which there are 3 types. 2 of them are just random letters. Then the last one is just uncompressed. And uncompressed is the only one I've gotten to work, really. Jesus Christ. Uncompressed. Oh my God. Uncompressed. So you just type in the compression level at the very end. So tool, the sounds, single layer, space, your data directory path to your actual character. If we had like a ton of different tags set up, it would just turn all of those into tags because we were at the Ruski folder. Then unit dialog, that's going to be our type. So if you have like 50 different dialog types in here, you might want to separate things out a little bit, and then like move all your .sound files into one area after they're all compiled, because otherwise every sound you would make in the Ruski folder would end up being a unit dialog. I think you can actually change that in Gorilla, so that might not even matter. And then the uncompressed, not uncompressed. Damn, uncompressed. And then the compression type, which uncompressed is the only one I've really gotten to work before, that I've seen work. So now, enter. It's going to give you all this. Adding permutation, deth1, that's the file we created. Adding language English. I'm not sure how to create these other language permutations, but that doesn't really seem to matter. And yeah, if the compression is incorrect, it's going to give you an error right after adding language English. Actually, I'll show you. Let's do nothing. If we just do nothing. Shit. Oh, I got to delete the tag because it's already created. Okay, tags. As you can see right here, it literally just followed the exact path, but in the tags folder. Dialog, combat, Ruski, deth.sound, there's our sound tag. Let's delete that, and then we'll type this in. There it is, right here. Couldn't open stream. If you get this error, you need to either add a compression level, because I didn't have one here, or change the compression level. Shit, the other compression levels are, it's just a bunch of letters. I'll link a Halo 2 editing website page that goes over those compression levels, but it's just a bunch of letters. And uncompressed, I assume that'll work for just about everything. But now let's delete that again. Go back here. Uncompressed, type that in. We did not get a couldn't open stream error, so this is good. Now we'll open that tag in Gorilla, and if we hit play, it'll work. And it looks very similar to all these tags look very similar to the ones in Halo 1. There's just a few more options. So we did dialogue, combat, we got Ruski, and deth.sound. Here we go. Unit dialogue, 48,000 hertz, single layer, and a whole bunch of other options in here. And if we scroll all the way to the bottom, we have permutations right here. Remember, this is the file, the actual individual file. And if it works in here, I assume it'll work in game. Unfortunately, for Halo 2, I cannot for the life of me load up a single player scenario in Halo. Every time I do, it just fades to black and never does anything. I can still move around and shoot, but it just fades to black. So I looked around, I cannot seem to do it. So yeah, I probably would have done some Halo 2 editing videos by now, but I can't get in the game. Like, I can use Sapien, I can spawn stuff, but I can't actually have it register in game because it just fades to black as soon as I get in. So unfortunately, I can't demonstrate this working to you right now, but if it works in here, I assume it'll work in game. I can't believe I had trouble saying that like twice. But there you go. That's how you create a custom sound tag for Halo 2. Very, very similar to Halo 1. Just a little bit more specific stuff is needed when it comes to actually compiling the sound tag. And I guess they just upped the hertz rate. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this. If you didn't understand anything, you can probably go watch the first Halo CE sound tags video, because again, it's almost exactly the same stuff. So that's gonna do it for this. So if you made it here, thank you for watching. If you watch any of my other stuff, thank you for watching that as well. and I'll see you in whatever I decide to do next time. So thank you for watching.